and we're going to get started back on who knows what. I am getting really tired of this house. It's been dragging on for a while, and I'm really ready for it to be done, which is why you've seen I've been bringing a little bit more help in. But we get it done one bite at a time. I thought for that. Josh, you just have to sign an arm. Woo! Alright, welcome back everyone. Today we're going to be working on getting our insulation put in. You see we got a little bit of, well you can't see from the video, but we got a little bit of the drywall put up yesterday. Because of the nature of the ceilings, we got the plywood that's on the roof already. We got a sandwiched area there where we have to put the insulation in. It wasn't really conducive to putting batt insulation in the fiberglass because they're not really on any kind of centers in the roof. So we opted to go with blown in insulation. So we have to put up some drywall. We're going to blow it, put up some drywall, blow some more insulation in. It's not the best solution, but it is a solution, and it's going to, well,
it'll work.
It'll work. It wouldn't have been my first choice, but in this main part of the house, that's what we have to do. When we get back in the other part, where we'll be able to get into the attic, it's not going to be nearly as bad, we hope. But we're going to go ahead and get this started, blowing insulation this morning, and then we'll carry on finishing hanging drywall, and hopefully by the end of the day we'll have most of the drywall or all of the drywall up. You know, fingers crossed kind of thing, so we're kind of hoping that happens. Wrong camera. I believe we're going to call this a weekend. You can see we got drywall above us. We got insulation in most of it. We got one little spot here that we don't have drywall on and no insulation in. But that's going to be next time. Slow process. We did the blown-in insulation in the ceiling. And I know I'm going to get questions about why we did it the way we did it, but if you remember, this has a piece of plywood and a rafter, and then the drywall goes underneath. Well, it's a closed, it's a closed cell. Not like closed cell insulation, but it's just a closed area. And we have to get insulation in there. Somehow you got to have insulation. So we had to blow insulation in, and because of the spacing of the rafters, there really wasn't a way to put batt insulation in there and fasten it up because they were like all various different widths. Because that's what they did in 1960. So we put the insulation in, and we, or rather we hung the drywall and then come back and we'd run one strip all the way down, blown that insulation in to make sure we got good coverage, come back and did the next row, put the insulation in there until we got everything done all the way up to the peak, except for this one little small area here or there you can't see. And we'll catch that next time. We can either we'll figure it out. I think we can just get right there on the edge of the roof on the inside the little small attic part that we have and cover that. But the house is actually starting to come together. Let's do a real quick walkthrough and we'll call it a day. This is the section I was telling you about where we don't quite have the insulation and the drywall up. So we got this one piece that we're going to put up later. But you can see we've got all the drywall. Well, most of the drywall. I'll get over here where you can get a good view down the center of the house. And you can see we got almost all the ceiling put in. Well, on this part of the house, you get to the back part, the what was originally the carport. It's not quite done back there, so we'll get to that probably next time. And then here's our bathroom. We got all of our ceilings up in this bathroom, and back here in this bedroom, and we got our fan boxes. One thing we don't have is we don't have our vent through the roof ran yet. And you can see we just stuffed some fiberglass insulation in there because there was no way to insulate that. But we've got to come back and we've got to run a pipe up through the roof there, here and in the master bath, so we can close up the walls. But that's where we're at, and we're going to call it a day. And we'll see you next time.